national headquarters of election, no, they were different. They were totally different. And so I know the judge situation. No. Until 2016, when we started counting the real votes that the people have casted, and Nana Akufo-Addo winning by that huge margin of 959,000 votes. About 2024, because ampa ba yeto no eno ne ye kan eno so ne ye churoma ye nti no ne vote no esote the margin between the then Akufo-Addo and John Mahama or marginalizing no 959,000 votes no this time around esote by 517,000. About 2024 the ball game changed. And the debate on Dr. Baumia. This time round, the same electoral process is now, and yet the actual vote count, actual vote cast, Dr. Baumia was down by 1.7 million, 1.714 million. Actually say, on no margin no opposition for the MIA at the time no. ABC that in the history of Ghana's election, I don't even know of Africa, the entire Africa. But a number now, you did to a banana margin now on the Mayana. I'm telling you the truth. Almost on a ton or no now cotton ya yanto. And to me some cassette or no now ton, or don't weigh me a ton way. Yanton dada, Oton ya yanto. So margina His Excellency John Mahama di free 2020 about 2024 very close margin, less than 500,000 votes and unya Canadian he got about 300,000 votes and a Canadian yet he won, meaning say sa 1.7 million yeah down senkebeka ye de ho anka it was a close to call or something else could have happened. And see, I'm telling you there are figures on my table that would suggest what I'm talking about.
Definitely, remember figures and so on. I'm saying and call Dennis. So Dennis, Dainty and I be here said delegate are OTU and Navy. Senyami Adum na year January Bosumi in minute that also a dear Samba Kono Kotuna Ba onto my honorable Kennedy Agyapong.
Therefore, me will for you. But Yenya Kwenye de Kasama Ghana men na ere eti. Oba baby to say oforikum for now. Ashanti region I want a school so upon kesi na ere ewo. Delegates say for you as we are here kasa CCA. Your professors or your lecturers or I mean a teacher for obi our co-school bridge ewo hono o me delegate. Enti say you be kasa ewo your platform so wo hono ma na se ye church o mo ne me bi wo hono ma e yakwanya bi na nyame de adom ye na ye kasa chere wo. Delegate temeni ewia yi no kra ye ba kope. De bia unya kwanya se wutimi to aba. Eyi penini bi se Ghana nyina nkoto aba nya dai. E ma na enye di black to an kura wo no. But yetimi to aba wie una mabonten a obi kura timi de aba bi chensiu se mo na mokoto aba ma obi a yempe no. Na makojiska na makoyi no. Se nkoto aba ene ma mo nko na mo nya dai. Mo nkoto ma aba. Sa na mo de ha ya adwen o. Ena makojiska ena makoyese ena makoyese. But this time around Ghana for no na se wo mpesu ya so for no de omo kan se fa ona Hon Kennedy Agyapong ye dey bra na ye ni ayenje campaign nye dey enya mamo enti delegate bi wote meni ewie na de me kan hye ne se ya bre ena yakojiska sa sam se wote bi de bia ena makojiska na makoto aba makojiska na makoto aba bia NPP amoye dey mo pani bia
just akwa mo dey
but that time na e bia delegate no se bi o yi gatem o ya bre ni amanfo fufu a ye koto aba ye kokowo ya bre ni benku a ye koye de ye kokokan ye konko fofo mu nyina akodo Ghana for say for Hon Kennedy Agyapong bla na ye ni aye nto aba 2024 election aye koye me radio stations, TV stations, Facebook ni YouTube ni TikTok ni ade osha omo na omo ye campaign men this na se bi omo ansha da ma omo bibi se mo je nko campaign mo omo but they feel say candidate na NPP de neighbor no yempe no omon trust no omuni gidian kasa yese de koto aba ma obi no omuni bi ma no enti ene se man fa candidate aye pa ma no de ye nkokra na yakwa ye de yakwa koto aba no enti ene aye so ma ye campaign ama obi se onye de onko no nko wi ampa so hwe campaign na Ghana radio stations ni TV stations esu omu ye ya ekwa ekire ampa so John Dramani Mahama president o winning this sanko for na point figure omo finger wo Kennedy Agyapong so ti ye ha woni se bi oto abama no uwi a wo de ye kra ya bre ye nkotena fie ni na Ghana for na be campaign hwe campaign amanfo so Kennedy Agyapong ma omo ye campaign it's like ye odo pepa obi ayi na kuma mi so ye de wo ye campaign na papa no ti wo ye delegate we enye obi shaw so na 2024 omo hye ye so a obi nye na adwen kwa na yakoto omo koto abane mana ukoka obi se Dr. Baomia ye nton no afeni ya ton ne baako obi a why candidate 8 years candidate 8 years am ye lusu no be the vice president 8 years no ye flag bearer 1 year account 17 good years na NPP one ya man sa opportunity no ye man will be opportunity in chance papa neda okay wo de no kura sa to nchen a election na ye kono ne ma wo de promise ye se enunti monto abane man ye e ma no na motoma na sa vote ni na yen sa be de e be kan e mu bie no ayen setimi kan ye e mu bie no ayen setimi kan ye so therefore me de delegate temene ewie chopper sebio abane ye kwa akoto ye ne obi eni ntokwa ye ne obi eni manso twen enye adidi atem ne sa ne ma no ena nye humobro so ne de ko gina so akoto aba no enye humi mobo ene de koto aba wo be huni mobo na Ghana fo na akoto aba no me de huni mobo wo de wo ye party ni ne ho ye omobo what ni nsem bia se wo so koto aba na ma utu wi a hwan mo na akoto kese no enti eho na yesi yehwe se yenkwa na yekoto kura de anke be ka se sebio yesa traba ku bi ya de ahwe enkofo na ekoje adwuma na koye omo se mo de ba yenye mo de papa ne ba ye nto aba no ti mo fa Kennedy Agyapong nye de emla ukodwuma omo so frɛ no ukofitema omo frɛ no baby bia wo na mo Ghana ha bia omo tie mo frɛ no other for Ghana ha so ntimi nto aba abra Ghana magunu unkura 50% aso be ko election abewini ntimi nko election unkura Ghana magunu 50% aso be ye ne yesusa no ye maame mu ye nya 18 years eba no ye maame ne papa mu timi kodi lie omo se bra na beto aba wo ye hwan NPP na if you on na wo ba akoto million ene youth na aba no ne maame ntimi nkyere no de onye wo ono free school mu ba no wa taking a decision dada okọ university na ono oba no onim de ye che ne maame ne papa no to be da ka se ye fie de NPP for enti youth no oba na o university no o makwan na oba na ye koto aba no okoto aba ma NPP ntimi decide ma no be sa magunu no e frɛ Kennedy Agyapong na ye ti aye ka se enti yenim se delegate ni betie de Ghana for ka enye de party for na ko be party for mpanyim for no omo nsem bi omo ka de ye omo benya so mbotom nti o ye ko promise obi chief of staff na wudina bonten kasa that doesn't mean say the work can kotie ti me kasa che minuanom delegate ni minuanom mebunu ni say mom yentie de Ghana for eka na yenyama wo mu.
All right, 101.1 so and was gusu awti ya kasemadio nunum na no me ensambo Kens are na yegusua ye de ebromidi de there for metinemu ama shaibu lasisi ewie na makotoni more so Tony more than the figures in the the next thing I maybe sir popularity charisma Sanyema we a play role our Ghana ya battle muana because we say on one ya ton obet me de commodity bia kwadwa so akotim ba bia commodity na wura to kro bia mu ba onya atofo ana Tony
therefore this is very very straight and forward and a simple question awabusa me they make be as we try to Ghana for they will judge me from wherever they are and popularity obi anywhere obetimi de Dr. Baumia de atoto Kennedy Agyapong de ho. Reason is very simple. Obeka se o na oye vice president nti Odin Chen Kennedy Agyapong. That is where you are wrong. Because to be honest with you, John Mahama is the president of Ghana. But the Seydou Nketia is one popular machine in NDC.
Sure.
You can't take it out from them. Until Obidze Kennedy Agyapong, ne match up Seydou Nketia in NDC. Maka na masana kabio se MPP for yem from so na ye choose otherwise but Kennedy Agyapong Seydou Nketia be the president of Ghana. Me fear no ni say omomi enu wo similar behaviors. Nipa metimi aka so these people I don't find them corrupt but they are decisive. Very firm. And on that charisma na they play mommy. Somebody who is firm in whatever he is saying. Kennedy Nkwani, the only politician ne party ye de nya or searching the second. Otumi gwe no ka say me party for omo ye say me party aye say me party aye say ono kwa no otimi ka. That is the measurement of his charisma. The oye opposition to NPP party ohun. The oye NPP sympathizer onusu. People who love him sees it. People who hate him sees that one. That is charisma. So charisma, they say don't get no obi. But on only there is a bias. On tisa say don't get ya be kasa tia NDC ni bia wayem from Sobia. AC. Yeah. AC that. AC. But Kennedy, no, you can't take that from him. Sa sunu e wo Kennedy mu no. Emma or attract both the lovers and his enemies in the same basket. Ne tamfo mpo fili se da bi sa ade we wo de sha papa we sa me tinchen me penasa me so me benefit
ajakwa oton kwadu
a wo beyi nimrika. That is how our Kennedy the charisma is standing out in Ghana. I'm telling you say someone mo kan hu mu asamo a abrante onante otwamo nsuo so na nsuo so na chi o. I mean, a lot of things are happening. There are a lot of things going on in the system. But no crane say physically, the you say, ye probi or ye nokwafo. Ye first ye the idea shen in semwa. Obe kuramen chirima. Near the Ghana shen in sem. Believe you me, apart from Kennedy Agyapong for now, I'm not sure of anybody. To be honest with you, all politicians measured in Ghana, apart from Kennedy Agyapong now, I'm always looking for someone like Nkrumah. I'm always looking for a soldier man like Kutu Agyapong. I'm always looking for a charisma kind of Jerry Rawlings. Yes. And I'm always looking for a gentleman but decisive like Jay Kufuor in our system. But Safuono, to be honest with you, Nana Kufuor do amemu obebu for the past 8 years. My party to three. I'm now my bemwebu. Me hopes in such personalities, me feel say ebi ni hobio Ghana yentimi nyabio. But to be honest with you, Kennedy show up no. Me kai pa mrebi me to opanyi bi enkra. Say nadamfo no no nkasa nkyere no na oye presidential material. I think that was around 2016 there about 2017 ye bedi ade no. Bedi ade be 6 months actually no. And na me to sa panyi ni nkra say ka kire honorable Kennedy Agyapong say oye presidential material for NPP party. It on tone down on certain things, but the mimi huno actually say he is someone to become for the NPP party. It on tone down on your maybe home, but unfortunately, politicians nankasa sometimes it's as if they play certain games against themselves for their own detriment, for their own benefits. And me who say message anko ebi anko no akra be frame say krache dey no wu ama maka me nkwada asem akire no therefore I have to be frank with you. When it comes to popularity, Kennedy, onye behind any of the MPP's candidates, no, onye behind any of them, except to say people want to blackmail him. Among 4%, they didn't enchumatuntum esra no ujina ho obi ehu no. Eno ne ade a eye problem, but eno ye MPP weakness, enye Kennedy weakness no. Last season, that's 2023, me ba ha me kan me se Kennedy kuta ne omamienu okuta ono ane hyebre ena okuta oman no hyebre saa de no ekuta no e wo se yen yaji free ni ho Now China was sad they look for leaders all the time. Almost generation be no leaders free, and they find them and give them the necessary training. Unfortunately, yeah, system no, each one for himself, God for us all. And leaders, real leaders are born around our corners, but true to say, they are denied. Obi oha, not junior juma so much, but when ya obi angono nti suku kura wenti mi ankobi. Enti ni deny no leadership role for the country. I'm telling you, Kennedy is one of the people system no betimi enya no CCA. John Mahama yene de na 4 years time. Wajawako the next 3 years no wajahoko. I'm telling you, NDC for now, they will be confused as to whoever takes over for now. But yet, I'm telling you the truth. Ghana doesn't need people who can read and write, who can speak better English than Nana Akufo-Addo or John Mahama. Ghana needs people who will industrialize Ghana, because you need somebody who sees a country like a business and would run the country like a business. That is the only way you can bring in a candidate or be befitting for Ghanaians.
But now, open back of figures and so, but well, surprisingly, NPP forward the BIA, our Ghana for one NDC needs idea.
Okay,
but the NPP is not realizing it.
Yeah.
And they say NPP co-contest.
Yeah.
Ako flag bearer. Ghana for to me catch almost say. Move any pass from Simra.
Yes,
right. More than a bar.
Thank you.
You better Banama.
That's right.
ABC work for the time. And no nema say John Becker say Nanado.
That's right.
Course na Ghana for say Nanado no. And ye penny yeah more. Move for them bra. You better Banama.
Sir.
And the BIA say
and one
now this time I can Japan.
That's it.
Ghana for say mamu hamu. Near yeah more.
Sir.
Onu nie. Move for them brain.
Sir.
You better Banama.
Sir.
Jaden mo person mo yama de near de mamu.
I wonder.
Yes, say the end justify the moment. The end not justify means not that. It's just said, "Yeah, be more prayer." You call figures in this.
You maybe figures in this. So, figures no. Me started for 2016. Me tweet ya supi. Me February 208. Na me de ababa me February 2016. 2016 ye koto aba na a voters register no. 15,712,505. Yeto abawie the total voters count for NDC and MPP combined was 10,574,305. In 2016 election, oka omo eto abama NDC ne MPP nuboma. This is the figures. Over 2020 election, which means that say na me figures net here. Let's just say 5.2 million people did not turn out to vote. Now I have always argued, say Ghana's voters register has always been bloated, because there are times utumi hu say nipa eto abano across 80%, but over here the number 70%, 74%. Now for some reason ninti time beyond the margin between the voting, the counted votes, and the voters register no, na margin no so wide. About 2020, 2020, yenya 17,027,641 on our voters register. Nipa koto abano oka NDC ne MPP de no bomu na ye 12.9 million, 12,943,769. Now Osaba 2024 and so 2024 election no voted this time round. The voters register was 18,774,195. Now me was simple calculation bia Ghana ni bia obeka kire ni bia na dwene ye so person calculate bia no ono me be ya dwene e was a calculation ne ho na any say your population growth no me hu ne say every year biano ye add 400,000 adults ebeka adult war system no dada 400,000 Now, reason I'm meeting us 400,000. It is this
All
simple.
kind of adults in terms
Adult
of our
voters
yes,
register.
Yes.
Voters register. No. Every year, beyond 400,000 and the Babeka home. Reason is very simple. So far, if 2016 day banana, who say Enquada Ecotro BEC, no, Omu figure no, around 400,000. Enquada Ecotro Wasi, Omu figure around 400,000. It from 2016, 2017, 2018, all these years, and the day ban. Every year, beyond who say Omotro BEC 400,000, Omotro Wasi around 400,000. Omotro BC 400,000. Omotro Wasi 400,000. Which means that on your upper stream, you add 400,000 people who turn 18 every 4 years. Of course, you have your plus and minus figures within them because nipani ebiwu and penyimfo no biwu then kura no susu biwu. You don't get the neck to neck calculation into
that margin of error.
That margin of error. Let's give it minus or plus 10%, whatever. Until every 4 years, no, I am expecting say there should be a minimum of 1.6 million or a maximum of 1.6 million added to the old register. It is offer free. 2016 day by your total register no was 15 million 712,505. Over 2020 voters register now you recorded 17 million 27,000. And no, me can say we have bloated the figure. Either we have added foreigners into the system, or we have intentionally generated additional figures into the system. Because me 1.6 million now, me the margin atoso minus or plus 5% atoso no. I reflect ya brosa. Enti said the American year no kura. After ye babedu 2024, a honomo no ye national identification card no and a courier register no and people who do not have it were not given the opportunity to register. Enti afe no the margin traveling from 15 million to 17 million. This time round it went just up by 18 million 18.7 million. Enti me margin no me de to ye 1.6 million no I reflect to her afe yamra the voters count between NDC and NPP in 2016. Nana Done John Mahama voter ye kambo mu 2016. Yenya 10 million. Yenya 10,574,305. Nana Done John Mahama corona voter ye be customer wo mu 2020. Yenya 12,943,769. Also, you appreciate it by at least 2.4 million people from 2016 to 2020. This time around, John Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say a jump from 2016 to 2020 by 2.4 million marginal. I'm expecting say at least 1.6 million should add up again. This time around, you see any. When you put the two people's figure together, we got 11,469,401. Meaning say between Nana Akufo-Addo and John Mahama vote no munyano 4 years back, and Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and John Mahama no put together no. Nana Addo John Mahama vote no over 1.5 million against that of Dr. Bawumia. And the difference between John Mahama and Dr. Bawumia and a different matter. And a different case. Say ya to abamene beat no na wanya some margin against him no a different case. But this time we are talking about the total vote count, which suggests that 1.4 million, no, 1.5 million people did not come to vote. Omo foldu omo arms, omo anto abadu bi. Enti owo 1.5 million votes down. Omo no, omo buafu, Hon Kennedy Agyapong amanti, omo anto aba, omo gina nchen. Ansa na wo de Dr. Bawumia be match John Mahama no, the margin at that omuntemi ye 1.7 million 1,714,179. Enti mimi figures are mimi quality or mimi them. And yet 1.7 million votes and a quotia, Dr. Baumio. You have to add another 1.5 million, those people who did not turn out to vote. Omwani asha omo before no NPP 4 I said that show omo before no anti omo ameto aba no. Omo vote no ye de beka ho. Na o de ka ho a what 3 million.
3 million, yeah.
What 3 million. You are around 3.2 million people. Between Mahama and Baumia, and the people who set aside who did not turn out to vote, no, a 3.2 million. Dr. Baumia ewo 3.2 million votes to win from Ghanaians. They are welcome, no.
So say I can.
What the NPP for now? You see a pen on.
Say I can.
Tianya the enu free 200,000 no. Free 3.2 ni mo. Over 3 million people to convince that I am better than whoever NDC is bringing. And I'm telling you, that one, I don't know how. I don't know how possible. Dr. Baumia Betimede 2028 etuya saaka no. Sa 3 million down now. And I make am say, some people for 200,000. Omu nyina mpo se. Omu penalty yemfa no man a creditor. Over 3 million to fight down. And 3 million votes for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia to win Ghana's election 2028. I am telling you. Obia ose obeji mechinye no. Onfa ne samebo minsayem. Se MPP for your mistake. Ne ye de ni kire sa direction na. Yen kotna se. Ne yen san twen another 4 years to come and battle again.
Let me ask this question. You have to say with this figure down.
Yeah.
A car da homa NPP.
A car da homa NPP for no.
Nti a car NPP at
3.2 million.
Now we hear obia oba abehese sa kan e da hono.
Yeah.
Me ba be fa.
Yeah.
Ato me ho so. Na man galvanize party for aka ho ne Ghana for na me akotua sa aka.
That's right.
What makes you think say
yeah.
Kennedy Agyapong ebitimi ababe Bridget that gawa betimi atua sa aka we?
Very very simple. Very 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 simple. Show between 2024 and 2020 election. 2016, His Excellency John Mahama 4.8 million. 2020, Onya 6.2 million, which means he added 2 million votes to his credit. 2024, just 4 years or they 2 million kind of vote. He got 6.5 million, which means he added only 300,000 for 4 years. Between 2020 and 2024, he added only 300,000 votes to the vote. But between 2016 and 2020, he got as much as 2 million votes to his credit. Now, what I'm trying to say now, they say, 4.8 million we are a reflective Dr. Baumia, and not a reflective His Excellency John Mahama 2016. 2020 down the line, he was able to bring it up. Not because to say na oye bribi ana waye bibi ana our message bi or the buy intina or appreciate his vote no. But I'm telling you the truth. Sa galamsey fight issue no na do buy first 2 years or stop galamsey Ghana is doing anything why and na osan jagumu after the 2 years until sa 2 years na bufuo no gave John Mahama that 2 million votes in addition to the 2020 votes now unyaye no enti say ofa onone margin no from 2020 and 2024 now it's only 300,000 because sa for na no omubuafu no omu margin no has been captured already. Now what I'm trying to establish in say ya ye wo mu no NDC omu campaign omu year no 2024 election 2024 omu campaign message now was Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. If you bring him again, you bring the same campaign message back to them to highlight on them. Baby, almost used to your partner say when the fundamentals are weak, the foreign currency will expose you. That fact is a fact. It won't change. And society, it is still the truth. Omo bedi ade, omo fundamentals corona, omo no so de buy, it may reduce the dollar strength down by 4 cedis. And then about down to 4 cedis. That message still counts against Dr. Mahomia, even though it's it's a factual statement our making. They will use it to tag himself. Now, young funny in Anton Chain, Dr. Mahomia, Ghanaians are now expecting people who are industrialists to point to the finger, say, oh, I don't know, yes, Ejuma way, Ejuma for nipa 1,000. I don't know, be Ejuma way, Ejuma for nipa 200. Safo no na Ghana for hwehwe. Na asantimu ya wasembi I can say kwatrekwaso obecha ontuma. Tienidini. Yeah. Enti Sadia no has got to play with Honorable Kennedy Agyapong at the moment, where in the midst of ye try see ye do adwuma beba form no waka wano atum, both in opposition and both in incumbent nyina no, he still strives. Na near thing ojina ne nan so or you're so strong. A Hana ne strength wo. Kennedy ne strength no. And it's a Ghana mabunua omonam street so enya jumanye na omuntumin to kwan so in free Ghana no. They are expecting a leader who will roll a policy. Policy no edi adwuma beba, because to be honest with you, me so se galam say nkwani adwuma e wo Ghana ha. Me ba nyebi. Me ba ntimi nko yebi. Because no Ukraine say I am not ready for gold today or tomorrow. But so can't let me say Kennedy Akosi start factory wo Kwame Danso yeji kwanso. That is the point adwuma wa mesuma me ba say onko ho nonko pesa adwuma no binye. Ghanaians are now looking for jobs, and for that matter bibie ni ho a ebetimi ayi saade na free mabunu trim just say a mabunu sohwe no anya adwuma sa. And Kennedy is one person that anybody at all can trust. 2023 Mikoye campaign was certain areas many NDC phobic koshia. To be honest with you, that two guys have been on koshia with different stations and come on mudi me presenting me sorry no mean some we any ade kasa we free studio house. In fact Mr. Moore and then kwana me no share, but them they say me no obi ti say we share me nua machiriba. One of them say me machiriba, ba ko so say me nuanom almost say ye NPP de Kennedy Agyapong ba ombeto abama no. They did not have a little hope in John Mahama than that of Kennedy Agyapong, and that still counts today. I'm telling you the truth. Ebesine sadia no da sokoso sa figures we no making. I'm telling you a NPP for na wosanka ye shed that che wo mu ade wo mu ko school kira wo mu ade wo ho na ma omo timi ehu say this calculations no we enya me figures I'm sure no me dem o. It's out there. Omo pa omo ko electoral commissioner ni figures a ewo epono so. Omo ko electoral commissioner figures. Omo pa omo ko national archives figures no open figures. Enya me dia nhyame free me dem. And it is only the education around these figures and na yeni nti na yedi eti pempem na se wo obi a after se we peaky at 6.7 million or back drop to 4.8 million, 1.9 million difference. No one said the question in some say on me battle 3 million votes. Please, MPP, yes, Ramo, some of them party no, some of them MPP party no say Bejina. This time around, change your step.
All right. But I said, no, answer about Mammy taking my last bite, nothing, another section so away, almost so in Yenny more amateur chain and commodity. And see, Dennis, once I may try to cry, our catcher delegates 80 an area in the same.
Therefore, my Sam Kakra make and say, Union delegates. Election, I said, one will be. And Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, Senior Dana Day in our worker, I work grassroots, party grassroots, Yenia Yenti, end up MPP paying for penance. Grassroots inside because a yenny yase, ye general election, na wo nam nkofo fie na wo ye we na party ne ba power who ko pay dwuma kra for 20,000 bra papa ne kwaka pe almost wo turn party in some abontin but who share campaign
we say open secret
yeah
and who doesn't know
campaign
or call yes say nipa na ono call
yeah
and I say ọkọ hunu obi a ọka so ọmwa nipa ko na ọka kye ne se mami say ansa na bete that nipa no onim say nipa na ye de aye no ntu onim so this is nothing new
yeah and so many ni na hye no because so no ultimate catch show be say wonye presidential material there na ye show be say wonye presidential material Kennedy Agyapong na wa fight mo party for ni hu mo party mebunu no obi enim se party na bedwuma den pa ye na ye yensu na party no empe inform fa ye nye hwe this otu abama Kennedy Agyapong what ama wa hu what 80 years for no that so delegate no 70 years now that so delegate otu abama Kennedy Agyapong etina wunu a what abana ma obadachi because papa na akomani adwene ekura no party no wo be peja party no akọ baby a o na nwene kwase wona na ye party delegate no na me adomo mo pensioners e ko fi na wasa me de o ma beka party o mpe we na asa pede papa no akoma pa wo dwene Ghana fo no kura nya ne mu gidi na ye ne party fo na wo koma ye no enti ye besere se ye nuanom delegate nya ya dom no onye omonye papa ne moa na omon fa na Ghana for sunso yimu na omon fa abenya ne nsa mai 2028.
All right, you've heard Dennis Opol, Freedom constituency, a polling station chairman, a member of Kennedy Agyapong, the media team, and now in charge of operation and also operations team. My man got one more.
Yeah. Therefore, my mean to NPP youth no mean to omofo. Nansa me decide say me trinwi no me nka no. Me fa bi bitun tumbia nka no to tell people I'm old, I'm not young. Now, Methodist Church ena omo empanyimfo etena ase hwe say asa sorry no enyini said the ompeso omu say enyini no. Jomo hwe the eye cause of the reason why omo sorry no entimi nyini sene omo pe no. Nioma omo find ye ebini. Ghana Archives, your statistics no suggest say nipa omo ye between age 54 to 100 4% of Ghana. Just say me classmates no dey kodu nyina no. I am 57 now. Nti machiriba probably machiriba for no e dey ba ni nyina ye dey kosoro ni nyina no ye figure I represent what Ghana a population mu no just 4%.
Just musa.
Your number is very, very tiny. Kitwebi. And if you are thinking of a country that should build, you should consider the young ones. Now, say young ones are not here. Now see Dr. Baumia and a capture. A dear no de banti and no jinjao se kokotwa bamano. Na oba odiaba. Na Kennedy Agyapong na wo hwete se de me hwe ono no a me hwe the industry adwenia edanitri so. In fact, me who Kennedy say obenya nanka the whole country it is business.
Yeah.
On mining nyina ye ono na dwuma na wa kire de wedi nsamfun no ayi nedi na de waye no yie no abo na baso de ofata no aye ne sa, and that is what the Ghanaian youth should see, because fano say sani etie bia nipa 30 million ye nyina ka bom ni ye gina ho a ye to ye ni aye hu. The only time aye be hu eye say wa kire wadwene no wa kire ni yie. That is the only time you be noted. Ochira wadwene na ochire ni yie e be reflected back on you. J Kofo Abaye Tomano 2000. Yeah, free 2001. Your experience J Kofo no. Ghanaians were proud doing what we did.
Yeah.
But 2024, a free 2024, you see 2025, to be honest with you, Sanya Kaneno na mi pume koko, me MPP chairman no afa na me DC I run a country na me animo guas I told my people because 2023 na me ba ha no until I started this campaign before time me catch the MPP for say it will be a disaster, but little did I know say this margin 3.2 million people were going to decline on us. Now imagine say 1 million votes be but I'm telling you technically it is 3.2 million people that decline on MPP. It's not 1.7 million now that John Mahama ne Dr. Baumian Temuno and the figure no. It is rather the people who stood aside taking 2020 election total in account no offer sad figures no 2020 dear no now one for even 2024 dear no ameka ho 3.2 million down mimi wie eno na sa 3.2 million no ansa na me de 1.6 million na was a beka register no abeka ho and that will give me 4.8 million people. As far as I am concerned, it is 4.8 million people who descended against MPP party until they lose the election. No? And the factor is 50-50. One, delegates are Omuji Sikan San Oma Tuaba, number one. Now Omukoji, Omu TV, new Omu fridges, Edichere Omaima, and no, they play against us. And the second thing is giving a wrong personality as your political leader, and also so play the second role against us. At least free ho. So at least this one alone we can handle it.
Me that's your friend Tony Moore, and also your polling station chairman, Square Extension, Freeman area Moore.
That's right.
My man Frank to him, I'm a Koba, but you're watching at Tennessee. I don't know some of the battery train and Common South. Also, police station organizer. Oh, Jeff Frank to him, 101.1 so.